Hi everyone, welcome to the Jam Van for another meditation. I would like to explore the concept of impermanence, and this is something we can explore through the use of the gong. Now, at the time of recording this, we're working through quite a challenging time, so we're working through lockdown and the coronavirus. So of course this is a worldwide challenge, and we're going through a period of great change. Lots of things that we've come to know as being reliable have totally changed. So we're living in a time where we've realized that actually not all things are permanent, and life, the very nature of life, is to change. And this can cause great anxiety, and using sound and meditation is a really good way of managing this anxiety. So let's consider for a moment the idea that everything changes. Now, I don't mean that in a light sense. I mean deeply, fundamentally, everything is always changing. So nothing is ever the same, even yourself. So the concept of no self here is one where even we are changing all the time. So if you look down on a cellular level, everything is always refreshing, replenishing and growing. So human beings are changing all the time. So if you consider the fact that once upon a time you yourself were a young child, and of course you may well have grown into an older teenager or even adult now, and so you're looking back, was that other person you? Now, if you look at this on a physical level, actually all of those cells have changed. So physically, you are actually a different person. And of course, your consciousness can develop and change over time as well. Again, consider this in the light of maybe a grain of corn. If it wasn't for the wonder and the magic of impermanence, so impermanence is a really good thing. If it wasn't for that, then of course that grain of corn could not be planted, it would not grow, it would not grow into food that we could harvest, and we would not be able to ingest this food to survive. So impermanence actually is something which is fundamental to life. So often we think of impermanence as loss or death, but actually it's really fundamental to our everyday living. Another way of looking at this is looking at a river. So imagine you're standing observing a river as it flows past, and asking yourself, is the river today the same as it was yesterday? Now, of course, it's an easy one to answer. The river will have changed. The water is constantly flowing. It's in a state of constant change. And the form and shape of the river, of course, at immediate glance, it may look the same, but it has changed on a very kind of fragmentary, subtle level. And over years, of course, rivers can even change their course. And so we need to find ways really of embracing this idea of impermanence, and ultimately embracing the idea of no self and releasing into this. So when we listen to a gong, for some people that can cause anxiety, and you may kind of wonder where that feeling comes from. So there are lots of different answers for this, from this, and one of which is that the gong really kind of represents the idea of pure energy and impermanence. So when we listen to a gong, we can tap into the very nature of impermanence. So the sound of the gong is never the same. It's always changing. There's the rise and the fall, just like a river, just like the flowing energy of that river. The gong also is like the flowing energy of life. So we're going to do a short meditation now for about 5 minutes or so, just sitting or even lying, whatever you prefer. We're going to listen to the sound of the gong together. So as these sounds flow, just bring to mind that feeling of everything being impermanent. So everything is in constant change and flux. And how that's a good thing. If it wasn't for impermanence, life could not grow, things could not change. So we can enjoy that feeling, enjoy tapping into that feeling of working with a gong. So I'm going to use the Tesla here. So it's a lovely sound, a lovely, deep, gentle sound. And it's a really nice one for this kind of practice. So please just take a moment, maybe pause the video for a second while you get yourself comfortable, find yourself a comfortable seat or lay yourself down. And just take a moment to settle yourself. So find a place where you can be at ease. Doesn't matter if it's not totally silent, because of course all of these sounds are part of life. They're a part of this meditation and impermanence itself. And then just bringing awareness to your breath, just allowing the breath to flow in and to flow out. Even the breath is in constant change and flux. Every breath you take is new and fresh. So although the breath might seem the same, and then at times it might seem different, we can free ourselves from these concepts and just agree on the fact that it is neither the same nor different. It just is. It's simply impermanent, in constant flux. So enjoying the breath, the flowing in, the flowing out, and listening to the sounds of the gong. Just allowing those sounds to flow. No need for thought or concept. Just surrender to the sound of impermanence, impermanence of sound. No fading. Allow the sounds to settle. So do not spend your time searching for permanence. Do not suffer the anxiety of anything you've lost, anything you perceive to be permanent, and embrace change, embrace impermanence, for it is impermanence that gives birth to all life. Thank you all. Take care.